Jason! I need you, Jason! Jason! I need you! You can't get me away with this! He thinks he's above the law!
Why is this saying he's upcoming? He's not upcoming. There you go. Perfect. Is my favorite. Okay. I'm gonna just advertise this now.
Jason! I need you, Jason!
Oh wait, is this a bit too unelusive that this is the Isles that I'm talking about? Let's just make the title. Oh, I can't because of my chain jerk. Well, if they take it out, they're not saying it. This is... I'll just clarify this in the last stream. Please don't kill me.
Please! Please, Jason! Jason, please! Please!
Media. Do-do-do. Because I couldn't get a water tank thing for my thing, so it has to deal with no water tank. Alright, so where is my... Oh, I see, said the blind man. A badunk. Alright, that should be good. Don't do any more. I'll just let the algorithm do its thing, aka do nothing. That's the best. I love it about that. I really hated this album for one reason. 30-second, 20-second waits for each thing. It's just annoying. Just annoying. All I don't want is that. Alright, blow my mouth as well. It really stings. I'm a crybaby, okay? Such a so stupid. I love it. I love it. He's my favorite singer. It is, please. Ah, it is. I hate that guy. I'm kidding. He's fine. He's just a YouTuber, and YouTubers are like that. They're all funny. Even I'm. I don't know. Well, how much storage do I have? I have about 50 gigabytes. Alright. Today we are... Oh, wrong one. Today we are... So it's gonna say in the movie, right? The Isle movie. Oh no, this is gonna be small. I shouldn't have done that. User's not gonna pick up anything. No, it's not. Oh. Technical difficulties. 1 second while I put this into full screen. Let's show anyways. Okay. Damn, no. Damn, it's gonna be small. No, it's not. Okay. Now it's big. What? That's not right. You, sir, aren't supposed to do that. Why is it... I don't know. Alright, we're gonna play in the horde test with no one on there. For the specific reason that I want to get content. There's like no one. I just want to get footage. It does that. Yeah. I want to play as a Generation 2, but it ain't on the horde testing. And the main goal of today is to find what's it what I want is to find water tanks. Dark stuff. That's not my name. No, it's the other guy. I hate that guy. All right, it's time for the Mongolian music now. Where is it? See, it's perfect. It's just perfect. This is what the R needs. And I know this because I'm getting a degree in sound design. This is what it needs. It needs this. Mongolian throat singing. Start living. I swear I haven't been drinking them. I haven't. Oh yeah! I love water tanks. You know what's funny? The same water tank model. Oh, I don't like this one. The same water tank model. The same water tank model, basically. It looks exactly this. I take a train every day to university. And it's the exact same. It looks exactly the same. The white plastic cage with the metal. It's so funny with the crate on the bottom. It's just like, what the heck? It's real. The R law is real. And it scares me. It scares me, that fact. Yeah, honestly, I hate it. Oh well. Anyways. Kenzie Isle. Play, please. I need to get content, Mr. Isle. Oh my goodness, well, it's a Wednesday today, probably Tuesday for the most people. But it's fun. As much as you can do, I suppose. So we'll just have to wait. Ooh, something's happening. There you go, I think, maybe. Oh yeah, pitch black. Ah, this is where okay, yeah. Yep. Just before I was trying to find... Someone was saying there was beeping from the boys, so if you're American, buoys? Buoys? You got, I'm hearing Morse code from the buoys. That's how you say it. It's boys. It's just cool. Just say boys. It's funnier. But it's the Morse code. There was the beeping apparently, and I went up to it. There was no beeping on either. I went to each of them individually as a Gallimimus, and I went to those two as well as the Gallimimus. I'm just gonna turn you down. But it was something and a half, honestly. And I regret doing it because it was such a waste of time. Nothing happened. I just slowly waddled over. 6 viewers, business is booming. Business booming. Be right back, Lon. No worries, hey lol. No worries, hey laugh out loud. I got you. Don't worry, nothing will probably happen. Nothing will probably... Well, nothing will probably happen is a paradox in of itself, because for nothing to happen, it means no thing happened, which means nothing, which means no literal thing was able to do or commence of a thing, which is, you know, an action or an action, whether it be physical, metaphysical, you know, in the mind. Well, that's not really in the metaphysical, in the mind, so internal, physically. There is nothing can happen, which is wrong. Nothing can't happen. But at the same time, we do say nothing. We have created this idea of nothing, where it's very personified to the sense of that things that do not happen, in our observation, in our simple, bare naked human eye observation, is therefore no thing, hence nothing. It's funny. Anyways. But it's a general, like, observation you can make, because at the same time, philosophically and literally scientifically, to nothing to happen is... It's very rare. It's... Because when you exist, you exist, that is a thing. That is a thing, so for nothing to exist means death, and even then to die is a thing, so it's what's after death, and is it no thing or is it something? Who knows? Anyways, we're looking at water tanks as... Sea salt! Sea salt! Actually, the thumbnail was supposed to be one of these water tanks, but you can probably guess if you looked at, you know, Thingamabob. It did not have that. It had sea salt! I need you, sea salt! But yeah, a little thing. If you guys aren't aware by now, oh, I was wrong. There is something on the side there. I'm making a little video. I'm just making a little, like a 10-minute video. It's 10 minutes is not little. Maybe 5 minutes, give or take. And it's going to be about that. Oh no, it's not kicking. Kick. I wanna have that. Where's the kick? Yeah, the kick. It's gonna be about that one. Hello, hacker. That was not latency. That was just me talking to myself, and therefore not having the ability to say hello. But yes. I want to have a read and just make sure. But it does, there is something that is being said on the side that I would like to know. Is it only on that side? That's the side with the logo on it. So yeah, as you guys may not know, I'm doing a video on it. Well, but why are you making a video on a stupid freaking water tank? It's because water tanks are important. They're as important as lore videos, like the Diabloceratops trail cam video. They're also as important as Augustus, because you know what? It's all world building. Let's take the everything affects everything theory, and say that these water tanks do affect things. This is as powerful as Augustus. Why have you changed, good sir? Has your barcode changed? I don't know. I can't scan the barcode because the game sucks. Okay, one thing, I don't know if Hackers is still here or not, but one thing I'm annoyed about the Isle, as much as I don't play the Isle because I don't really play the Isle, the only thing I'm really annoyed at, as a lore person, or as a person who appreciates models and, you know, design, is the freaking models are so low res. I know some of them are marketplace. These are not marketplace. These are custom from Spiro. Many years ago, you know, eons ago. I mean, look. He's like, oh, you look at it. It's like, okay, it's perfectly fine. But then if you look into it, you look in, and you just try to see and try to read words. It's so painful. I know, like, if you don't really need to be staring at a wall in a video game. It's fair, but like, I want to read things. I don't care about the low quality of this or that light bulb. I want to read the words on the text. And honestly, you can't do that. I mean, you can, but there's like, oh no, okay. There's only a limit, there's a certain limit to these things. For example, you can read the top ones perfectly fine, but if I was any smaller, or no, if I was at a better camera angle, and I try to show you the actual letters that are below it, you can point out obvious characters, you know, like your 7s or your 1s or your I's they're very obvious because it's just a straight line. You don't get much advanced than that. You get a straight line, maybe a bit of a black blob on the left, or that's it really. But then, I mean, it doesn't really help that the model is, theoretically, it is destroyed, so, I don't know. Am I allowed to be angry? I don't know. But anyways, I am gonna go to K15, as anyone does. I actually don't know how to get there. Oh, the music be a bit louder now. It will be interesting to see what this place becomes, or if it doesn't become anything. What? I forgot about that. It's funny. What is design? Anyways, where are we on the map? So we want to go south, right? I'm gonna believe in myself. We got this, easy game. I played the R before, I know how to do this stuff. I got this. Or is it? And I gotta double check. Owl maps, you are my greatest friend, Valnuna. Vernona, Vernon. I hate you so much. Where I want to go? I want to go. Oh, I'll go to I-12. Bloody H6. Oh well. We'll go to I-12, so just south of us, basically. Give or take. I wonder... Though, just talking to myself, as any man does, I am curious on, location finding. I don't know, just maybe a little bit of a dumb thought. Honestly, it is actually pretty dumb. But just, you know, food for thought. You know, you gotta think sometimes. Because the big questions do count in real life. I'll make this a bit louder. Myself a bit louder. But I do feel like it is important to get the brain juices running up. That is specifically that. I am curious, are they going to do anything in terms of, like, scenting human buildings? Or is it all going to be just play it by tongue? Like, you know, go through a map or try to, you know, remember where you are on the map and just learn the map using your brain. Which I suppose is what most humans would have had before, you know, they made maps. Especially portable maps. But I'm just curious. Would you be able to smell? Or would there be a way for a human, at least, you know, we're just talking about humans maybe, I suppose. Would there be a way for a human to find a base? Would a human want to find a base? Or do they have to stumble upon it? I'm trying to remember the Hunter Primal gameplay now. Because I talk about it so much, but I need to play it more. I need to play it more. I'm a bit of a hypocrite. And it's a bit of a bad thing for me, but... Oh well, say levy. But I am curious, though. I am curious. Where is this? Off. I think you said... Can't do that. I am curious, though. Will they get a maybe it's just because the devs haven't really informed us, really, I suppose, on human gameplay. I mean, sure, Dondi said, oh, it's, you know, only guns, you know, no, that's not right. He said, what was I don't want to quote him badly, but he said something along the lines of, you know, there's no quests, basically. You know, I suppose he just wants a full-on sandbox. I mean, I hope he plays in the idea of sandboxes, you know, having, you know, tools, not rules. Because once you create quests, then you do limit the game. You push it in. As much as I like quests, the idea of quests, you want to have it still free roam of a sandbox style, I suppose, of survival. Of course, like, this is not a sandbox game, it's a freaking survival game. Of course, I know that. But doesn't mean that genres can't overlap in real life. They always do, you know. Genre is such a very, very limiting word because genre, I've surpassed where I need to go, haven't I? No. Flint and steel, chicken Jackie. How would you say this? I've passed it. I served past it. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense for the... Okay. But I am curious, though, if humans will get a PDA, like a personal device, in terms of like a tablet. I mean, we know they have a model done, but we also know the Arl and the devs are very spontaneous with ideas. Now, Kissen has made me worried that they won't bring voice op, you know, voice over internet protocol, so like voice chat, inbuilt voice chat, which if they do not bring it in, if they do not have the ability to have comms, like communications with your voice in this game, I am probably not going to play Generation 1, at least I'm not going to play them a lot, because I love Sea of Thieves. Oh my god, it's so dark. I love Sea of Thieves. Well, I loved Sea of Thieves until there's a point where it's just too much, where devs just don't give a shit about that game and therefore ruins it. But honestly, if they just do what Sea of Thieves did with, like their like voice chat system, oh, it would be perfect. It would be perfect. If you don't know what it is, they have a main like communication system where you just press a button, or you just keep it on the whole time. Maybe like Lethal Company, I suppose, or like Repo. But at the same time, if you don't want to talk, you're not feeling it, or you just don't like talking, that's fine. There's always people like that, and it's perfectly fine. If you don't want to talk, you can always use a game chat, like the game chat. So you just you write in, hello, or whatever, like we have in the R right now, where you can, how would I say it? You can, just, hi. Boom, you said hi, now you can live your life. Happy days. But it does, but the thing is though, they interlap. So it's a thing called speech to text. So STT, speech to text, which basically turns your text into into text. I mean, it makes sense, I suppose, speech to text. But it basically allows you to, if you don't want to hear people talk, but you still want to communicate with them, because the biggest problem I know the IR will face, and the devs will most likely ignore, although they'll address, but they'll ignore at the same time by not adding text to speech. If I don't want to hear anyone speak, if I turn off voice chat, how am I going to be able to communicate with people? The biggest part of the IR has always been its communication. Whether it be, text, for the past 10 years it's always been text. But the biggest thing it has been, this frames are terrible. The biggest thing has been communication. It always has been. So if you remove 50% of the half, it's just generally just bad. If you remove that ability, half the ability, by a click of a button, and therefore you cannot be able to hear anyone, and therefore you cannot be able to commune with anyone, it destroys, the immersive nature of the IR. I know texting like this is not real in real life, oh my goodness, but communicating to people is one of the biggest things in any game, realistically, let's be honest. And in the IR, as I just said, it's very important. How am I supposed to ask this person what they want? So you turn if I don't want to hear people, their speech turns into text. So easy, so simple, boom. Done. That is what they need. Fully implemented radio system with different channels and stuff would be so cool. I have a feeling the extent of, if Kissen's thing has made me really scared now, but if they don't bring in voice chat, they have to. What the? How did you just... What the? Hey, what the? The biggest thing they need to bring in is radio. If they don't do proximity chat, they really need, I can't eat this. They really need. Why am I only herbivorous? Oh no, I got crab and bullfrog. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you have seen the thing what Kissen said recently. It was a few weeks ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago now. And she was asked, she's like, I was there in the chat, and does it says the same thing? Yep, it says AE. Yeah, it doesn't have the logo. I was there. She basically said, we haven't really finalized what we want, but I don't really know. I'll have to double check. She never told us what what they came up with. I don't even know if they have finalized it yet, and I don't really understand why they haven't finalized it, because they're talking about how they want to get full-on production on humans, and if you can't get one of the core mechanics of human interaction in this game, voice chat, I don't know. The easiest way, the thing they're going to most likely do if they don't bring in voice chat, if turns out that it's too complicated for them, or they don't want to do it, or they realize, oh, how are we going to have people who don't want to hear people talking? How are we going to fix that instead of putting speech to text? They're most likely just going to have hand signals and just text. That'll be it. And you know what? I'll be fine with that, but I just don't think humans will be on my high priority list anymore. And I'll probably, oh well. It's like my opinion matters, but Oh well. But yeah, that's just, I don't know, that's a little spiel I was thinking about a few weeks ago. Ugh. I mean, as a person who's going into sound design, like, properly, not just, I'm doing it without a degree, I'm getting a degree in this. As a person who's going into sound design, talking to people who think about blah blah blah, so I'm getting experience, and I actually am doing specifically sound design next semester, which is great. I really, I want to do that. I don't want to make other stuff, but like a 1-core or 4-core, just having calls for humans, I don't know, as a person who wants to get into this stuff, I just don't think that really sounds really good. I don't think it would work, 100% it would work, hey, but at the same time, one is all just going to be hey, all around, so it's gonna be one voice actor. I mean, they could do several voice actors, but at the same time, if Gen 2's release and they bring 1 to 4 calls, they're not gonna have several voice types on like the beginning of when they first release it. So it'll be really funny to just hear a bunch of hey, or, It'll be funny. It'll be really funny, but I just don't think it'll be good. I just don't think it's gonna be very like fitting, unless you get like I don't know. I just feel like it's not really the thing I would do if I was directing it. Of course, we don't know if they are wanting to do that. I would just have personally hand signals. Just hand signals if you're not going to have voice chat. If you're not going to have voice chat, hand signals are perfectly fine. It's what the Hunter Primal does, and it does it well. Of course, but that game flopped. The game didn't flop because of hand signals, by the way. The game flopped because, 1, it didn't advertise well. 2, no one really bought it because of that. Oh, no, that's part of 1 and 2. Because it was so underdeveloped. Like, the game is very, not niche, it just isn't very complicated. It didn't target the right demographics. It's literally made for people like me. And there are people who want to play games like The Isle, but, human focused, like Jurassic Park, but you get to be taking the control. You're not a dumb, stupid person from a movie. You are, killing. You are taking back Jurassic Park. So therefore you have to put in, the real guns, the big guns. People want that. And that's what, The Isle is going to bring to an extent, although the hunting part is, questionable, I suppose. Would you count this as a second AE logo? It's another AE logo? Instead of speech to text with all this AI voice, I do not like speech to text. I mean, to be fair, I really want an RPG. A fully AI'd RPG MMO game. No, not really MMO, just an RPG game. I wouldn't mind trying that. I mean, there's a lot of ethical stuff with AI. If you make it ethical, where you're hiring a bunch of writers to create, like, imaginary storylines, and then the AI goes off for that, and then adds more storylines based off. If you get, not ChatGPT, you make your own AI model, and you do that, and you do it ethically, 100%, I'd love it. I would love it. Put money into trying to make it fast, and not, like, take 12 seconds to respond to a very simple question. It'd be really cool. I just don't like speech to text though, for general. In games like this, where it's not really, has no AI focus, but the AI in game, that's AI. No, it's not. They're just NPCs with very, very, very limited. They're not intelligent in any way, shape or form. I would not call them AI. They are just NPCs who just follow general lines and just say, I cannot go through that wall, so I'm going to go around the wall. It's not AI. But at the same time, I don't have things to say like, don't mind me. Speech to text. Text to speech is great. Text to speech has been done by many things, so it wouldn't be too hard, theoretically, for them to do it. But at the same time, things that you think the Isle devs can do, sometimes they just can't do it for some reason, and sometimes they can. So it's just cross your fingers, cross the fingers, hope they can, and happy days. Just gonna find where I am right now. I'm gonna keep on following this trail. Perfect. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just a bit scared. I don't know. I mean, they haven't really talked about anything for Gen 2 since the one time that Don said about thing on Twitch, on the stream, and saying that beforehand, there was nothing. Nothing besides, oh, we want a horror survival experience. Oh, the humans are going to be in first person. That's great, that's great. You know, I love that. I want that direction. I want the horror direction. I want to hear people scream, though. I don't want to hear... I don't want to see in my text box, and that's it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting cranky over nothing. But it's just a cautionary thought. Neon Destroy. How many names have you thought? How many names have you thought up now? Lol. Do I just say a lol? Do I just say lol? Because then I'm just saying lol. Is there confusion, huh? Ooh, do I want to go down this path? No, I don't wanna go this way, I think. No, I don't want to do this. No. Is this safe zone? Oh no, it's lineage displacement still. Why did I think it was... I thought the last track was lineage displacement. That's right, it's hallucinations, then it's lineage displacement, then it's the worst track in the album. Migrations. If anyone listened to the new album? The new Isle album? If so, any opinions? As a person who likes... I gotta go through the gate. Oh, that was very dumb of me. As a person who really likes music and listens to music every day, the album was fine. I think... I mean, it's a codec. Oh, I'm out of thing, Bob. That's great. Codex was fine. I listened to the album about 20 times fully, which means I've listened, like in terms of individual listens, means 500 times? If you add, like, if you do 20 times. How many songs are there? 34 songs. I love bass. Hit the bass. Play piano. I love playing piano. The radio text thing, see these has where it has present. Easy to implement voiceover. It would be funny. I know, I mean, doing things by, like, for the gag is funny. Like, it's fun. You should always prioritize fun over balance, in my opinion. But at the other time, you want it to be coherent, and I just feel like it's just a bit too much. I feel like it'd be funnier if we have people screaming. Of course, people would say the N-word and say, you know, stupid shit, but that's what you're gonna get in video games, and you know what? I can just type it out right now. I'm not gonna do that because I'm, you know, I'm not a bad guy. But, you know, it's just, you're always gonna get stupid people left and right. Why don't you just let the people have fun, at least, you know, normal people have fun. But, I mean, I could imagine a radial or voice stuff, maybe. If anything, I just have a radial for hand suggestions, like hand signals, instead of having hand signals as a 1, 2, 3, 4, because then it's more visual and it prompts you like, okay, the left one on the radial, if I hold Q, press left on the radial, comes up with, you know, has a, you know, like a point, I don't know, and the other one goes like, hands down, I don't know. Would you have military hand signals, or like really standard hand signals? I don't know. But yeah, it is many things to think when you think. Lineage Displacement is a good song. I just feel like it's a bit too much for me. I couldn't imagine Lineage Displacement being in the game. I can imagine it maybe being in a video, maybe an event, maybe? I don't know. It's hard to imagine Isle events because you could go so many routes, but I just don't feel like it'd work. What do you mean by specific events, though? Hey, lol. I know it's funny if I don't know how to say your username besides just ALOL, so I'll just have to say ALOL, sorry. But how would you have those specific events, though? Like, I 100% you'd have grunts and stuff like that. We have grunts, not much, but we still have grunts right now. But I am curious, like, what do you mean by the event stuff? Oh yeah, like exaggerated grunts or like screams when you're getting hit. I mean, yeah. That's so much time. They've had 11 years, or Dondi has had 11 years to think of it, and you know, communicate to the devs about it and all that jazz, as you do. Why is there... I forgot how K15 looks now, because that fence doesn't look right. I don't know why. Oh well. I could though, I could imagine that. I could really imagine that. Just the only thing is though, how would you do like the 1, 2, 3 or 4 calls? Maybe you wouldn't do it at all. Maybe you just do what you have, what you said, just have grunts. But to communicate to people, either you're going to have, you'll play it safe, you always have a text chat system, I suppose. It's the most safest way you can go. I mean, no doubt they'll have a text system like we have right now. I don't know. I just really want voice over internet protocol. But yeah, they've had so much time, honestly, and I really wish that they have made up minds for things, because it is, once they bring in humans, that is such a big addition. It honestly does change things. It changes a lot of things. It changes the whole game. Like, oh my goodness, this is such a game changer. No, it literally is. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's the biggest thing to happen to the Isle. Like, full stop. You cannot get any better than that. Like, well, not better, but you cannot get any more thing than that. That's it. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope they make the right choices and stick to a vision. You know, really, it's hard. I mean, honestly, if they do other languages, I can always do Maltese. Fine. No one cares. No one even speaks Maltese anymore. Stupid. But I mean, you could do other languages. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard hiring voice actors to just say. I mean, honestly, it's not really hard to say "hey" in different languages. Most languages just say "hey." Actually, a good point for Laura could just be "hey." Could just be in English. And then, I don't know, would you have like... I mean, if at the same time you say "hey" and you're waving, you're being friendly. Like, it's a very international idea of saying, you know, if you want to say, you know, hello, you want to be friendly, you wave. You wave and you say hello, hey. Oh, sorry. I can't mute myself. So you have to hear me sneeze, sorry. You could, I mean, in terms of law, you could... don't get us started about the German QWERTZ, not QWERTY. There are a few keyboards that are done in QWERTZ. We don't really actually know if Apollo Engineering is... Actually, I guess we do know. At least they have English. They do speak English, but let's be honest, a lot of companies nowadays, in India to America, you know, like in terms of like from the left of the world to the right of the world, the right of the world to the left of the world, everyone uses English as a lingua franca in terms of business, and so the easiest way to just communicate, you know, scientific reports would be in English, of course. But would that suffice, like, the main base language as English? Maybe. I don't know. We don't really know how international Apollo Engineering is in terms of, like, does it encompass a large diversity of different peoples from North America, like to the US, to Canada, to England, to Germany, down to Italy, to Africa, anywhere in Africa. Truly, I know Africa's not a country. I'm just saying anywhere in Africa because I'm very bad with African country names. To the Arabian Peninsula, straight down to the steppes into Asia, or into Asia. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. And if they do have those international peoples, depending on where the national part of fellow engineering is, do they have to speak English? I don't know. It's not something I really thought about because your language, whatever language your native language is, it's always, you don't really think about it a lot in day-to-day circumstances, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, saying that, making a voiceover in other languages wouldn't be too hard if you're going to have the same voice actor do German, hello, hello, English, hello. Yeah. Oh well. Anyways. Oh. I am the water. Thank you for the conversation. It's always nice. The R world is based on mostly real life history, right? Good question. Me and a fellow Islecordian, one tiny dinosaurus, we were discussing with a few other people on like the world, like the actual world building of the R, and we kind of got up to the conclusion, not the conclusion like full on like we know, but we got like the conclusion theory where this is a corpocracy. So I can't say it. I can't say it because it's a complicated word. But we got up to like a theory where it's like this could be a corpocracy. I know I just said that really shitly now, but like it honestly could be. We know Apollo Engineering do not have the choice to choose what company what government it works with, because we know they are like changing the environment and trying to work with climate change and stuff like that. What the? Wow. No? Okay. So it is interesting though. I don't have you on my diet. I don't need to kill you. It is interesting. We were talking about stuff like we wonder if the Cold War has ever happened, because there are some things like we said, what if the Isle takes place in an alternate reality where maybe in the end of the Cold War, like the Cold War, instead of the Cold War happening, maybe the Cold War didn't happen, and communism and fascism just extinct, got destroyed, fully gone, no Soviet Union, no monarchical Tsardom of Russia, no fascist state of Germany. It's just corporate, or capitalism. You know, America wins. The West, the West wins. The full West wins. And goodbye, Soviets and all this stuff. And instead of the space race happening, because the space race happened because, it was it was communism versus capitalism, basically, as people may know, as you may know. Instead of the space race happening, this race to be the first person out of here, because we all know it was just a synonym of we want to get out of here when we nuke each other. Schizo. But instead of that happening, instead of governments having all this blah blah blah, this Cold War left versus right in terms of the red and blue, whatever. Instead of that, what happens instead, because the West wins, like America wins, we have this crazy corporal world. We have this crazy, fully capital world that there is no contest. There's no enemy. to like progress against. Capitalism advances just up, 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 up. You know, what would you say? Late stage capitalism hits earlier because there's nothing stopping it. There's nothing bringing it down. Everyone wants to just get more money and more money and more money. There's no let's try to figure out how we go against the Soviets. No, how do we make the most money? These weapon companies aren't thinking about bombing the Soviets. They're thinking about how are we supposed to get more money. And what happens when you industrialize, if you guys don't know, you know, I don't know, maybe you guys don't know, but it creates carbon emissions, typically, and that fucks the world up. Apparently it does. And that's really shit. And once that happens, it causes a thing called climate change. Extreme climate change, especially, and therefore climate changes and shit hits the roof, where things are melting, the ice caps are melting, seas and floods, shit happens, okay? That makes sense, because, you know, I'm a scientist, you can believe me. We know Dondi has said the Isle are doing this to an extent for climate change, or at least we know it quite so relates to it. We don't have high, like, evidence, we don't have in-world evidence right now saying that stuff like that. I much prefer having the game tell me, or like actual lore videos tell me, rather like Isle made lore, then oh shit, someone's at my front of the door. 1 second. I'll be back. Alright. One more time. No fans in like Lawland? What do you mean by this? Is this an Isle lore reference? Where is I up to now? Oh my goodness. Oh no, my sister's here. 1 second. And I'm back. Hello, Tiny. Hello. But there is this, I really am talking so much when I should just be explaining it way better. But basically, therefore, because, or capitalism, environment hits the roof, and instead of having a climate race, instead of having a government versus government situation, because it's all hyper dramatic, like, as I said, capitalism most likely has won in this case, you know, in terms of, this is all theory, we don't know. But I'm really saying this badly. I could have said this much better. But because capitalism won, this allows businesses to boom, to boom, and to go crazy. And therefore they take places and creates the corporocracy. I can't say it right, but what me and Tiny said, corporocracy, and which therefore, you know, replaces the government to an extent where they are just leading the world and everything. Then, which therefore, you know, we don't have a space race because there's no communism to fight against. So, because we don't have a space race, there has to be some sort of, you know, something has to happen in this. And what happens? We have climate. And so a theory I would like to like impose as a potential is that, you know, as you know, Tiny brings up corporocracy, and therefore we have corporations versus corporations in trying to fix the world, not leave the world like Russia and the US were trying to do, but fix the world at the very, very, what would I say, at the very, very end of the climate, because theoretically speaking, the climate would be so screwed up that you would need you need to fix it, or there is, like, we will explode tomorrow. You will not be here tomorrow. Although that's very dramatized or exaggerated, but you know, if that makes sense, what I said, if I tried to explain it, you wouldn't understand what language I was speaking. Fair. But yeah, basically as Tiny says, no space race, no interest in space. So our only interest, realistically, is fixing the world. But yeah. And it'll be interesting. That is realistically Kommizab. I just realized your name is Kommizabad. That's funny. Or the YouTube name, I should say, the name. But yeah. It'll be interesting to see. If we get world building stuff, I think I commented afterwards after we had the discussion on Discord. I was like asking rhetorical questions. Like, I wonder how Dondi will portray such potential, you know, world building stuff, because of course what I was just saying there is still theories. There's no evidence to support it. Like, if there is evidence, very, very minimal, besides like Dondi saying that climate change, blah blah blah. Would we be interested if would be interested if we found that A was completely hidden from the public eye by Apollo? I mean, we do know that the quote from Dondi. Of course, it doesn't mean it reflects 100% the law, but you know, show 90%, hide 10%. Maybe that 10% is Apollo Engineering. Maybe. We know Apollo Engineering has a global database. That doesn't mean though they can't be hidden. You know, there are many things that that are global that people just don't know about, and you know, well, you wouldn't know, but but yeah. Hello, Topsy. Hello, like, do you know if Primal Carnage is still canon? No, it's not anymore. It used to be. It used to be about 5 years ago, once the Hope trailer came out. And it used to be in 2018, 2017. That's because Dondi worked for Primal Carnage, as you may know. And he was a level designer, and I think he was also part of the story team. I don't know how the development team worked for the original Primal Carnage. It was more than 10 years ago now. That's crazy. But, no. Dondi has always wanted to put his own version of Primal Carnage lore, and I just don't think he really had a good way to do it. Or at least he's tried so many times and it's never worked. It always ended off with Isle just farting. Not really because of Primal Carnage lore being a part of it, but just because it just happened, so... It's all completely unique. There are no more Magnas. Why am I saying weird? Magnas? Weird word to say out loud. They're all gone because those were Primal Carnage creatures. Or Magna Rex was Big Daddy, which is the Rex from Primal Carnage. Exactly the same model. Love space a lot, but has there actually been anything big and useful from learning about space? Honestly, I mean, it brings interest into trying to learn about where we come from. Like, in terms, well, not really where we come from, but where we are situated in this world. Because people are always curious, like, oh, I want to know about where we are from, you know, does God exist, blah, blah, blah. And space is one way to do it. Honestly, it is. It was kind of dumb. I really want to know why they chose space, but hey, they want to be the first... If you have space control, therefore you can be able to spy. I suppose it was Russia, USA was trying to do. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about that because I have no idea. But yeah, other than philosophical questions, whenever I remember like it's more bioengineering than mechanical and aero engineering. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think a lot of people sometimes. I think it might be my mistake. A bit of my... Oh, I shouldn't put it on me, but some bit of my mistake, tiny bit. But also, I don't know. Some people come in and say, oh, is the Isle related to, like, Apollo Engineering is medical, you know, situated. Technically, no. Apparently we know strains are related, but, that doesn't mean, it's not is, though. Yeah, but it's hard to talk about. Yes, bioengineering though. Bioengineering. Fair. I know, it is disappointing, but it does allow for Dondi to, I guess, advance, I suppose. Of course, some people don't like that, and it's fair, it's fair. I like the design of Magnus, but the problem with Magnus was just they were OP. But Rex, Hyper Rex. The thing is that Hyper Rex had starvation. The whole point of Magnus were they were perfected hyperendocrines, and therefore they wouldn't starve. A bit weaker, but wouldn't starve, so it's just basically a super powerful Rex, which is just very OP. Hey, it's up being the world's Lockhead, that's funny. I mean, honestly, it could be. AE seemed to be the biggest player, making me thinking about other companies though makes me really curious. How will they do the story building and the world building that is sorry. Because you can't just say, oh, and all of a sudden here's Phoenix International, a big crate, Phoenix International right there. Yeah. That's most likely the case. And even then it might be that Apollo Engineering, it's not that no one knows about Apollo Engineering, it's just, yeah, they just aren't advertising themselves, you know. I mean, they have a pharmaceutical branch. I suppose people would be more curious about that because it's literally making pharmaceuticals, so medicine, stuff like that, so, you know. It really just depends, although I guess how much they boast about their skills and stuff like that, because if you make life, you make dinosaurs, that's pretty substantial. It's similar to what Dondi was talking about with the Holy Wars, you know, if people find out what you're doing with you know, EIPs, so I guess, you know, playing with the conscious, how will people feel about that? There are tons of religious people that would get angry. It's like this, you're playing with life, you are literally holding the mind, literally containing the soul. Something that we have not been able to identify, we've never been able to identify and be able to understand, and now you have it in the palm of your hand. How do people reflect about that? How will they deal with that, you know? Will they attack Apollo Engineering? Like what was alluded by with Dondi? How will we know about that stuff? Is it going to be written, reports? Is there going to be IL videos, IL lore videos about stuff like that? Is there going to be little world building hints, you know, the destroyed fences, but, you know, leftovers of, you know, maybe there is a, you know, look at the Sons of the Forest, at the priests, you know, the people who were coming in and were wearing all the white cloth. I'm not talking about the other people who wear white cloth, I'm talking about the priest people from Sons of the Forest. How they weren't really related to the company. They were just there, and they were super religious, oh my goodness, you're gonna save us, blah blah blah. I'm not really super on Sons of the Forest lore, but, you know, these foreign entities coming into Gateway and praying to the Replicator, and then the Replicator turning them into Eyeless, or Generation 1s, or Generation 2s, I don't know, it depends. Is the Replicator going to be like GLaDOS? Maybe not. We know it may not likely be full-on AI, a full-on sentient AI, we just don't know yet. And we know. A preferable thing, I think it's, preferably people want it to be, some people want it to be not full-on AI. Dondi hasn't really given us an answer on how AI, how intelligent, sentient the Replicator will be. In terms of Evrima, not Legacy. A helicopter porter airfield in game would be such a... I mean, we do have a few helicopter places on the map, if you go to K15. But... oh yeah, but it would. You know those crates, if you go to... the east or west side, you know where recently they put crates on the map? Imagine if those crates had a foreign company name on it, immediately, okay, what? What foreign company? What the heck? And then, I mean, you have to finger cross that it's not a marketplace asset, because as much as I you know will say they should. I mean they should realistically use marketplace assets for their convenience, but it really hurts world building. It really, really, really does, because you don't know then what's real or what's fake. But you know, seeing another like Phoenix International, let's pretend that exists anymore. Seeing that exist all of a sudden at you know, on a shore, like what? There's another company. We do have a helicopter, like an actual helicopter artwork. It's only a 2-person helicopter. Doesn't mean that we can't have like a crashed helicopter, I suppose. Like a non-functioning crashed helicopter that's rusted down. Could have that, we could. But yeah. I know every crate is blank, it's all the same crates, exactly these crates. Like, I want unique crates. You know? When do you... I live near a train line. Every crate I see has company logos or like words on it that would therefore trace back to a company, etc, etc. All of these are blank, got weathering on it, of course, so they're a bit, you know, they're clearly old, but crates, you know, most crates are reusable for like 100 years. I mean, oh yeah, like where do those crates come from? Clearly, as you said, they where are they coming from? You know, there is a world building situation there, but why aren't they advertised? Why aren't they worded? Where's, you know, is it a sunken ship? You know, that it gives you questions, and people love questions. The best, I remember an author came to my high school once, and he said, if you want to make a book, the biggest thing you need to start off your book is questions, not questions like, oh, like physical questions like, oh, I wonder where I am. No, it's introduce things that make people turn inquisitive. You know, things that make them think, what's happening here? What is this thing? What is, like, what I'm doing, but on a very more major scale, because I do it because I'm hyper affiliated with the R, because I love it so much. I love the lore so much. I mean, love hate, but you know, I'm always here, so I'm always, you know, looking at it. But get someone who, you know, comes up and walks and waddles there and like, oh, why are there crates here? You know, some random person. Is the matriarch canon? Yes, it technically is still canon, but it's different. It's changed. What we know has changed is that they're related to tissoplastics. Tissoplastics are able to regenerate their limbs and stuff like that. But with the case for matriarch, it's able to like eat a creature. And if you ever heard of Kirby, the Nintendo game and character? Pardon me. It'll be able to it'll be able to take aspects of creatures it eats and puts it on itself. Rather than it just growing, it now is more extensive, I suppose, where it like takes the abilities and looks and blah 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 of whatever it eats, and whatever more it eats and blah blah blah. I mean, it could be. But even then, if AE are so worried about logos, I don't know. First things first, you still want to have words to identify, like letters to identify your crates. Every ship, every train has that, because you need to know where X crate is going. Of course, maybe you don't need a logo. Maybe you don't. All you need is letters, realistically. But why do they have all these other... You know, we know they want to have propaganda posters, like AE propaganda posters on the island. Maybe, okay, that's because crates are always international. They're always always moving. So they're not going to stay on the island, of course. They're being taken from one place to another place. Of course, that can make sense. That can make sense. But at the same time, I'd like to know what these crates are, I suppose. I mean, not specifically what those crates are, but what these crates are used for, because there's a bunch of crates everywhere. I mean, the place we just went to was a random guts entrance. A guts entrance. Why is there a crates there? I mean, of course, maybe ignore that question for the meantime, because we don't really... It's all, you know, temporary while they get everything finished. But I would like to know why there are crates. You know, what are the crates bringing in, specifically? Not what are those crates doing there. Those crates right there! Oh yeah. It's most likely not to get cut, don't worry. Topsy Jake. I'll just say Jake. That's nicer. But oh, don't crash. But yeah, Matriarch, yeah, still here. If you remember the Reaper, still here. Colossus, still here. Echidna, Neurotanic Mastermind, still here. It's just that Magnas, because they were very, very, Primal Carnage, poof, gone. Yeah. And to be fair, Magnas, I didn't really like the gameplay aspect. I mean, they could have always fixed it. But yeah. Another case of investigating marketplace assets too intensely, I fear. I mean, I think the crates are custom. I'm pretty sure they're custom though. But saying that, you always need to double check. The best way to double check is cough cough in-game files. I don't know where they are in the in-game files, but I'm pretty sure. Hello, Lucky. That's my dog. I'm pretty sure they are still officially made. But even then, we know that, Dondi has said that Visual Tech, has fixed marketplace assets to more align with stuff. But at the same time, there are contradictions. And some things just don't fit. So yeah. We got a new Kiara. I mean Jeffrey, sorry. No worries. No, she's just taking my dog. Anyways. Fingers are crossed. Fingers are crossed. I don't know. I get very sad when I talk about marketplace assets because it's always a bummer. I don't know. Just like there's so much more they could do. They could just hire a developer, man, just to get... I know. It's not a priority. It is not a priority. I am not a priority. The law is not a priority. How are Tissos doing? We know more in Tissos than we know on Neurotanics. Oh no. And I died. That's how Tissos are doing. They make me sad. But no, we know more about Tissos than we do with Thingamabob than Neurotanics. Because we've seen Reaper stuff now, which is really cool. Which is crazy. I did ask Kirsten about marketplace assets. She confirmed that most are in-house. Still a handful of marketplace assets. I'll tell you something. Go right now to the files. I mean, you need a file, like something that you do it. In terms of marketplace assets, a lot of things are marketplace assets, and Kirsten is not emphasizing that they use a lot of marketplace assets. They really do. Like, a lot. They use a lot. If you'll see right now, I'm gonna go to thing. Let's just go back to Acts of God, the beginning of the album. I can tell you which things are marketplace or not by just saying it is that easy for me. Once it loads, of course, once it loads. But everything custom is like, the buildings are made custom. Dinosaurs, of course, are custom. The models are always custom. The animations are always custom. A lot of the older assets, like in terms of like the swamp trees, they're custom. They were done by Icarop. Is that even how to say his name properly? Or her name? I don't know who the person they are. This is custom. I'm really sure this model is custom. This is custom, of course. These seats are not custom. But the chair, though, the wheelie chair is custom. No, that's not a custom one. The one that is this one's custom. I'm gonna call the number. Really? You wanna call the number? Honestly? Yeah, go for it. I'll send you. I'll send you a thing. Legacy Tissos did have some sort of acid poison thing, right? I'll tell you this. Tissos were so hard to talk about in Legacy because they were so non-existent. They were the last thing we really got word on, and then 2019 happened. And as you know, what happened in 2019? Shit hit the roof. And it really did, and then nothing happened. And then word that, oh, we might just be cancelling Tissot's, you know. But now they're back. Now they're back. Yeah. Sorry, just had to scratch my face, as one does. These balls are, hey mother, these balls are custom. They go down to here. They're custom. These silos, well, these both the silos, they are custom. Where is the dumpsters again? The dumpster is. Oh, I love the layout of this. I mean, it's annoying because I can never remember it properly, but it is pretty cool. I like it. I do like what they have done. It looks way better than the layout art they had for the update 4 version of Docs. Not update 4. The Spiro version of Docs. Now where is it again? I really want to know what that is. It is somewhere near these buildings, right? It's at the back, right here. Yes. Alright, let's see. God damn it. See, someone lied to me. I think it was... Someone lied to me. They said if you press play, it loads better. Oh, maybe he didn't lie. Come on, you got this, model. Come on. Nope. I'm going to now get out of replays and try to get my old replay, and I'll see if that will help. I actually don't know if I have a replay of Docs. But yeah, all we knew for Tissot's is just regeneration thus far. For right now. Oh, yes, okay, I am in this. Okay, I got the right one. This is exactly the one I needed, like, exactly the one. See, like, I really want to know if this corporation existed. Wasted Con. I have a feeling this is a marketplace asset, so just... Oh my god. This is enough. Oh, sorry. That's enough. What does it say? Trusted disposal and control. I mean, this is pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is a marketplace, because there's another, like the other dumpster truck, the other dumpster, sorry, is a actual asset, not a marketplace. But this is most likely a marketplace one. But yeah. No. Yeah. Information on Reaper being eyeless? No, nothing. All we know is that Reaper, like, eyeless are, like, apparently to what Don said, they were the in-between between Gen 1s and Gen 2s. Doesn't make them. Oh, it's nothing? Oh, that's a shame. Oh. It doesn't mean that they are Gen 1.5, it's just that apparently that's, you know, how he referred to it. Maybe, I can't remember if it was on, like, in terms of a development situation, in terms of lore, but yeah. Like, this is... I can't remember if this one is now. That's bad, very bad of me. I'll make a bad claim. These tires, marketplace. Anything new? Anything new? Yeah. That's been there. Yeah. A bunch of these are marketplace. All of these things are marketplace. Not even that. The TV, not TV, the CRT is not on the marketplace. This chair is, those boxes are, these files are. This vending machine is, this QR code is a... I don't even know where the QR code is from. It's just a QR code that doesn't work. It's a bit of a bummer. I am a bit of a bummer right now. This garbage bin was changed, actually. It used to have the vending machine cans on it. Now it's gone. Now it's gone. Where I want more. Yeah. Oh, the FPS is so terrible. Oh, that's a big one. Where does he go to? Nothing. Oh yeah, this place, yeah. Oh, this has changed. There's the old location building right here. And nothing happened to it. Misery. Quite so. Oh well. Yeah, that should be mostly it for the thing, for the stream. Does it get rid of those underground fluid tanks when you're above land? What do you mean the underground fluid tanks? You mean these ones? Like this? That destroys your FPS. That's funny. Wonder where it is. Oh, it's most likely this one, maybe. No, not this car lift, no. Oh, kinda. See, these are marketplace. I even have this exact same shelf in real life. Oxide. Outrageously dependable. It's funny though, they are funny. Oh, I don't know about this, I think this is as well. The balls, yeah, the balls. They do render. They do render, but only rendering because I'm nearby them in terms of my main character. My character's nearby them. They do render, as you can see. This model is at Perimeter, I think, so the big atrium, I think. I can't remember where it is now. Pretty sure it is though. See light. Very interesting. I don't even know what that is. I've worked with lights, so I know what I'm talking about. Where's the DMX output? It's funny. These we got really excited. We got really excited when these were shown, but no, they're marketplace assets. Woohoo! What else can I go over? Oh, huh. Maybe this could be saved by not rendering the non-visible things. Yeah, true. Who knows? The Isle's a fascinating thing. Rubbish bin in the meeting room. Oh yeah. I don't know. I can't sentence sentences properly. But I just really wish. I really want to know. I want everything to be finished. I want the art to be a full finished product. Are there any locked rooms? 100%. 100%. Used to be a lot more locked rooms in this building specifically. This building is the exact same building in the atrium, so Perimeter, the big dome. Excluding that front bit though, this bit. And it used to be like really rough and raw. Oh. Like this one, for example. Some of these rooms are locked, like full on, like unused. Oh, it's a CCTV. Is it? Oh, no, it's just, yeah. But yeah, some of these ones are locked. Not much now. They actually have done a lot more recently. They have done a lot more in the past few months. Well, the past year, I should say. But most of these are really the same. It's some toilet ones and some locked ones like this one, non-existent ones. Where's the server room, actually? There is a server room, and I'm pretty sure it is somewhere here. Pretty sure. Here it is. This room is broken in current Evrima, but has these machines. These are official models. They have these machines in here, which is really interesting. If you go back a few years, about a year ago to Evrima, to go back to the atrium and go back to this area, like this specific room in the atrium, it was all servers, like custom model server. I don't think they were custom. They were all like servers, like actual servers. I think that's why I call this room a server room. And now they've been replaced with like this thing. I don't wonder what that is. I haven't noticed that. And I really want to know what this is. Because if you look at the model file, if you do It is a weird and wacky, and I don't think it's not specific. It's not specific enough to say this is what it is. It has a keyboard, so it is usable to some degree. There's no mouse though, even though there's a mouse pad, so most likely there will be a mouse. But it has 360 vision. What does 360 vision mean? In terms of me having a theory, I believe this is most likely related to the CRT, like to the cameras. There's no cameras around here. To either trail cameras or just monitor cameras. What are those graphs? Graphs? Oh my god, I really wish. I really want Replay System to fix the stupid camera speed. It's so stupid. This. So we have increments of 10, no. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And so we have a 0, then 20, 30, 40, 60. So this is... It's weird. That's really weird to do it. Usually we have an indication there. And you just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then right below it you have AC antenna. You know this is part of it because it's part of the box that's here. I don't know if you can see my actual mouse. I'm just realizing. I don't think you can, no. No, you cannot. So... Yeah, it goes up to 5. And you got this SIG IO K22. Are these all... Does it say that for everything else? Like the next machine, or... Nope. Where is the... Is there another... Ah, here. SIG IO K22. SIG IO K22, so it's boom. Do they change? Oh, they actually are modular. Are they modular? Yeah. Yeah, they're a bit modular. Nothing there, as you can see, yeah, nothing there. Screen, graph. This looks like Legacy. This looks like the Dinosaur Select screen, honestly. Like the old Legacy one for Sandbox. I don't know if it's this. I can't remember if it's the same anymore. But yeah. You have this. This has ML-X. Regen something damp, shift, something warp, range, dB gain, which is sound, so is it maybe it could be the M-Cam maybe. Maybe where I want to boost up the sound so I can hear something a bit better maybe. Then it has input output and then blah blah blah. Graph again, and then this one has 4 different cameras. What's interesting though, the monitor camera system in Augustus has 6. It has how would I say it has 6 boxes instead of 4 boxes, so that's interesting. Yeah, definitely radio. Has to be something that is intercommunicable. Something similar to radio. Either I mean, it has to be visual as well. This clearly is visual. 360 vision. What does that mean? Well, Visio. Has to be vision. Has to be vision based with maybe a radio system inbuilt in it. Because it has a very visual system. Could be a mixture of both. These are all the same, it seems. Graph 4144's got 8. Not even 4, 8, and then middle main percentile. That's crazy. And then yeah, the 1, the other 1, and 4. So yeah, these are modular. That's cool. That's cool. Ooh, oh yeah. I don't know if we've seen that with these ones. We have. So there's some of them with the keyboard taken out of it. That's weird. Does the keyboard have a like that chip thing in the back of it? Not really. That's weird. And a barcode. I really wish I could scan these freaking barcodes. They're just too low quality to scan them. Just like the QR code, too low quality. I can't scan low quality stuff. That's my only biggest gripe with models in the R. Everything is low quality. I want to read things. No, you can't read things. Have fun reading the really low quality crap. I don't mean crap in a bad way, but you know, it'd be angry sometimes. Oh, and this, I really hate these models. Specifically this, I just don't like that one. This, oh, the microwave is microwaving. 1238. Knives. All great, that's fun. Is it 1248 here? It is not. It is not. Random computer chips. 4K CRT TV. Look, 4K. The thing is, a 4K HD. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, we have February. My favorite month of the year, February. With 28 days of the year. That's pretty cool. We have the medical card. Yeah. It's fun. I think that should be it, though. I think that should be it. This is a new marketplace one. Yeah, I think that should be it. Boom. I have to Alt F4 out of this, sorry. But that was fun. Oh, my phone. Where is this facility on the island again? It is in the East Docks. So, right past... Oh, my students messaged me. Yes. Aviation handbook. There's... Yeah. They're all... what would you call it? They were all marketplace, those documents, painfully. Anyways, that is a funny analysis of IL law. The one you said that he was medical. Really? Okay. I don't really know what aviation documents handbooks look like. I'm gonna search it up. Maybe I'll get something. Because there are some weird things on okay. There are some weird things in the IL law. There's a literal engine in like an engine schematic from the 1920s, which is another marketplace asset. I'll show you it. Yeah, where is this? What is... I want to find window capture. Window. I have to get to this one. Yep, this one. Like, look at this. This is a 1920s engine from a car. There's your exhaust manifold, I'm pretty sure. There's the piston. That would be the... It wouldn't have coil. It would be some sort of coil system. It's the 1920s, so early system. Yeah, injecting the fuel, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Oh, tell me about this. Commies are bad. I would... A random schematic. We know that there are supposed to be... Oh, you might be able to hear background noise, I'm sorry. They were... Apparently they were going to bring out, apparently that we are going to get... If you know what glance sheets are, you know the things that say, like, Ceratosaurus is approximately 1,600 kilograms. Blah blah blah. And stuff like that. But yeah. Funsies, very funsies. But when we asked on when is it going to be coming, he said it'll be the very last thing to be added. We don't know if it was about... We don't know if Dondi was talking about specifically Guts in general or the Guts hub. If you don't know what hub is, it's a new administrative area, admin area, like an administrative area. One of them is going to be at the volcano. I'll close my door. No worries, Alo. I'll see you soon. It's really good. It's really nice. I don't think I really remember seeing your name here, unless you've changed your name recently. But it's always fun to have a nice conversation. I know I'm very doomery sometimes, or a bit of a snooze fest, but it is always fun having people to talk with. Especially since all I'm doing is just getting footage from my next YouTube video. So it really helps. It really helps and makes it far more entertaining. But yeah. Thank you, Alol. Thank you, Commies of Fad. Thank you, everyone who came in, you know, that thing. Commies about, are you Xenon? So I don't know how to say the Xenon. Is it Xenon? Because in, every time I look at an X now I say sh. Because in Maltese they have the X is always the sh. So Xenon. Shemsh. But I really, really, really would love another lore hunt, scavenger hunt, more crazier than the last one. You know, make it instead of you're just A to B, make it A to B to C, and then maybe go back to A, and then find A to D. Pigeon, pigeon. Okay, yeah, not Shinon. I know. But yeah. Oh, hey pigeon. But hello pigeon. He's always good. Oh, that's right. You know, it makes sense because your name is isn't it Commies Pigeon? Is that how you? Communist Pigeon, yeah. Or is it Pigeon Star? There's a few pigeons now. Communist Pigeon. Okay, makes sense because your commies are bad. That's funny. And then your alter ego is the Communist Pigeon. That's fun. That is funny. But yeah. Were you part of the lore hunt? Honestly, it's been quite some time. I mean, it's really hard to answer. Was I part of the lore hunt? Basically, you're saying, were you part of the community back then? Basically, because everyone was doing it, I suppose, the lore hunt. But at A to like having a bit more sophistication. 4531. Ah, okay. It's always good. I haven't seen your name 4531 in ages. Every time we used to chat, it was always fun. Of course, I always see you in Lawcord, but thank you. Join a week after. Oh, so you would have just been like, oh my goodness, that would have been cool to come out from that. But also, you probably want to have another one. You want to experience it. I suppose everyone wants to. Trust me, it wasn't that cool. Yeah, Serrata will say, but hey, no, all good. 4531. I don't know. I'll just say a lol because it's funny. Yeah. Good night, man. Hope you have a great night and good sleep. Hey, Mots. No, it's okay. I'm gonna be making a video if you catch what I say now, like before you leave. I'll be making a new video on a very small video, very small observation of a video. But hey, the more the merrier. I need to get my monetization. But yeah, that's okay. Pigeon. I'm just gonna say pigeon for you, commies. But yeah, lore hunt. Another lore hunt that's more sophisticated will be super cool. The problem is the only way a new lore hunt could ever happen is either, in terms of for me, either you have it... Oh, I'm not making sense. I can only imagine another lore hunt happening similarly to the Diabloceratops, like... No. How would you activate the lore hunt? For the last one, it was the most recent lore video. It was the Diabloceratops video, specifically the description of the Diabloceratops video, which, you know, prompted that, oh, we gotta find it still, we haven't found it yet. And if you try to find where the camera fell, because clearly it's not an F5, you know, then, oh, let's find the camera, and then boom. And then you realize, then you look again, you're like, oh, wait, that it's not just the camera has something etched into it. Then you find the thing. It's like it's kind of two steps. I kind of dumb it out where it's not really A to B. It's kind of A, B. Then from B you get C. But I would love more complicated stuff. But at the same time, it would be very hard for Donnie to do that because one, we don't have any new content to refer back to unless he goes into another description of a video like the Augustus video and says, "Oh, zip zip doop doop." And you're like, oh, what does zip zip doop doop mean? I don't know, it sounds stupid, but hey. It would be something that no one would catch. That would just be like, oh, there it is. Like some random person would find it and say, oh, why is the description changed? Because I've logged every description of every YouTube video. So if something changes, and then if we have a look, if something changes, and then, you know, suddenly someone goes to Augustus and say, oh, does this look different? I can say yes. Or if I have a look again, because, you know, I always like to have a look at these videos because I like, you know, they're fun. And I say, wait a minute, they're changed. Then I can, or we can, I suppose, because I always will talk about it. Then we can, you know, have a really jolly time trying to find out what does this mean. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I'm probably going to make that a wrap. Because my voice is getting really sore now. And I felt that was really nice. It was really relaxing. It was good. But yeah, anyways. Hope you all the best. But anyways, I'm gonna. It's alright. Ah, that's right. Oh, not yet. There you go. This is my goodbye. This is my goodbye. Say no. Au revoir. Au revoir, people. Au revoir. Take care. Do these more often was fun. I used to do it a bit more. I usually do this when I have a lot of downtime in uni. So I might be getting more. I might be getting more. Oh my god, my sister. I'm gonna tell her something. It's very dumb because she's being very dumb. But I will try to. And hello, Topsy, and see you later, Topsy. It was fun. As much as I can do, I hate streaming at the same time, but I love it. You know, I feel lazy every time I do it, so I feel terrible. And I can't get my words properly. But yeah, it was fun. I'll try to do these more, especially once I finish all my essays in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Then boom. Expect videos. Hopefully. Expect more video streams, and also expect the Isle to happen a bit more. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Anyways, I will initiate the end video protocol. You ready? Ready? Boo, 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 boo.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night. Time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.